Hey there, and welcome to Scaling Up Your Impact, the podcast where we help therapists grow their skills, confidence, and impact. At Scaling Up, we're passionate about offering free content and support because we believe in the incredible work that therapists are doing in the world. Hi, I'm Kelly Smyth-Dent, the founder of Scaling Up, and in today's episode, it's just me, sharing thoughtful insights from our team and our amazing community of therapists. But before we get started, please be sure to sign up for our free weekly newsletter. Each week, we'll send you the latest podcast episodes along with related workbooks, tools, and tips to help you put your ideas into practice. You can subscribe either at scalingupemdr.com or you can find the link in our show notes. It's free and designed to support your growth. We're so glad that you're here. Let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome back to Scaling Up Your Impact, the podcast for trauma-informed therapists who want to grow their skills, confidence, and reach without burning out. My name's Kelly Smyth-Dent. I'm the founder of Scaling Up, and today we are pulling back the curtain a little bit and giving you some real talk about who we are at Scaling Up, what drives us, and what we wish more therapists knew about scaling up. Whether you've taken a training with us, followed us online, or even just recently found out about us, this episode will give you a deeper look into the heart behind what we do and clear up any common misconceptions that we've heard. So let's start with a little bit of backstory. Scaling Up started because we saw a gap in the trauma training world. I was working in humanitarian settings with first responders and with communities experiencing ongoing traumatic stress, such as refugees. I used to work in refugee resettlement, and I did this work in both US and internationally. And I noticed that while EMDR is an incredible tool, the traditional training models didn't always address the realities that many clinicians face. So clients living in ongoing danger or instability, high caseloads with limited session time, populations with little to no access to specialized trauma care, and clinicians themselves feeling burned out, under-resourced, or under-supported. So the idea behind Scaling Up wasn't just to train more therapists in EMDR, it was to equip clinicians with practical, real-world tools that they could actually use across different settings, client populations, and stages of their career. So this would allow the larger mental health community to alleviate human suffering one step at a time, which is ultimately Scaling Up's mission. And accessibility has been a core value of ours from day one, whether that's financial accessibility, cultural relevance, or offering online training formats that meet people where they are. So at the heart of Scaling Up, we believe in three main things. Trauma care should be accessible, and accessibility is more than just financial. So we know that EMDR and other evidence-based trauma treatments have the power to change lives. But too often, access to this kind of training is limited by cost, geography, or rigid training models that don't fit every therapist's reality. So that's why we offer scholarships, payment plans, group discounts, and we also apply for grant-funded programs like the recent one we received from Arizona State Veterans Affairs Office that offers free EMDR basic trainings to therapists that work with veterans. But accessibility isn't just about money. It's also about making sure our trainings are culturally responsive, trauma-informed, and grounded in anti-oppression values. We care deeply about racial justice, disability justice, gender and sexuality justice, and creating training spaces where marginalized clinicians feel welcomed, represented, and supported. That means that we actively work to acknowledge systemic barriers that impact both therapists and clients, challenge white-centered ableist norms in clinical training spaces, incorporate diverse faculty perspectives, and design content that recognizes the impact of systemic oppression on trauma and healing. Now, let me be clear, we are not perfect. We are always learning, but this is at the core of our mission and our values. This is what we care about. We onboard people that care about the same thing and are always working on themselves and working towards these goals. Because trauma doesn't happen in a vacuum, and neither does healing. Second, real world practicality matters. So our trainings aren't about overwhelming you with theory and then leaving you wondering how to actually apply it. We focus on case examples from real clients, practical tools that you can implement right away, protocol adaptations for complex and high needs cases. And we don't believe in gatekeeping clinical knowledge. We believe in making it usable. And then third, we believe that therapists deserve support and not shame. You won't find perfectionism here at Scaling Up. We know therapists are carrying heavy caseloads, showing up for clients while managing their own life stressors, and trying to keep up with the best practices in an ever-changing field. So that's why we prioritize language that's encouraging, non-shaming, and supportive. You're already doing important work. We are just here to help you do it with more confidence and hopefully fewer sleepless nights. Now let's talk about potentially a few misconceptions that we hear sometimes about scaling up. So misconception number one, scaling up is just about EMDR intensives. Yes, we do teach EMDR intensives, but that's only one piece of what we do. We also offer EMDR basic trainings, advanced courses in EMDR like the EMDR gap training and an EMDR therapy refresher course. We help people with EMDR certification support. We have free on-demand webinars and other free resources like this podcast. We're here to support clinicians across the entire EMDR learning journey from the first training to advanced practice. Misconception number two, scaling up is only for therapists working in private practice. That is not true at all. We've trained community mental health providers, school-based clinicians, nonprofit counselors, hospital and recovery-centered therapists, military first responder behavioral health teams, and international humanitarian workers. So our tools and trainings are designed for both agency and private practice settings because trauma doesn't only show up in one kind of way. Or one type of office. In fact, I've done EMDR group protocols in refugee camps in a lightning storm under, an open air gymnasium with, cars honking all around us and goats walking around. So you don't always even need to be in this kind of specifically very private office. Misconception number three, you have to be super advanced or specialized to benefit from scaling up trainings. Definitely not. Our trainings are intentionally structured for therapists at all stages. So if you're brand new to EMDR, we've got you covered with basic training. If you're not interested in EMDR, but you want a tool to respond to crisis and help prevent the onset of PTSD after an adverse event, check out our assist training. If you've been trained but you feel a little rusty, check out our EMDR refresher course. If you're ready to go deeper and serve more complex or underserved populations, that's where our EMDR gap training, our certification program, or our EMDR intensives would come in. Misconception number four, scaling up is just another big training company. We are a small, mission-driven team built by clinicians and for clinicians. So we are intentional about keeping our trainings engaging, interactive, and grounded in live clinical experience, not just in PowerPoint slides and textbook definitions. So if you're listening to this podcast, chances are you care about providing excellent trauma care and you want to feel more equipped and supported in doing so. We also offer a lot of free education and resources because we want to build a community, not just provide a training and then we never see you again. We like having ongoing relationships with our customers. We like meeting our customers at conferences and at trainings in person. We like engaging with them in our Facebook groups and the collective and other programs that we have. So we don't want you to be a stranger. We want you to be in touch with us. We want to know who you are. So here are a few ways you can stay connected with us. Check out our website, scalingupemdr.com. That's where you're going to find all of our upcoming trainings, on-demand courses, and scholarship info. You can join the Scaling Up Collective. This is our membership community for ongoing support, CE opportunities, clinical tools, and connection with other like-minded therapists and our team. Follow us on social. We're on Instagram and Facebook, sharing free tips, podcast updates, and real-time resources. And stay subscribed to this podcast. We're here every week with practical bite-sized episodes designed to keep you learning without adding more to your plate. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being a part of our community of clinicians working to scale up your impact, one client, one training, and one step at a time. We'll see you in the next episode.